In WWE, it's not just in-ring ability that makes a superstar stand out. Appearance and presentation play a crucial role too. Many wrestlers have undergone drastic makeovers to better fit their characters, storylines, or simply to bring something fresh to the audience. Some transformations have been so striking that fans can hardly believe it's the same person who once made their debut. Today, we're looking back at WWE Superstars with the most impressive physical transformations from their debut until now. Without further ado, let's get started. Wrestling Sphere, go! Number 1. Ria Ripley. Ria Ripley is living proof that changing your image can turn a promising talent into a top star in the wrestling world. When fans see Ria today, with her short haircut, fierce stare, and dark, powerful attire, it's hard to imagine that just a few years ago, she looked completely different. Back in 2017, during her global debut at the Mae Young Classic, Ria had long, golden hair, a bright and cheerful face, and wore a vibrant red outfit that gave off a youthful, approachable vibe. She looked like an eager rookie, just happy to have her moment under WWE's bright lights. However, the road to success required her to find her true identity. Ria began changing not only her look, but also her personality and performance style. From a bubbly, energetic newcomer, she evolved into a symbol of power and dominance. Her most noticeable transformation happened in NXT, where she developed a gritty, steel warrior persona. With her muscular physique and commanding presence, she quickly became a standout in WWE's women's division. Had she kept her original look, she might have blended into the crowd of new faces. But by daring to reinvent herself, Ria Ripley rose to the top and is now regarded as one of the most dominant women's champions of the modern era. Number 2. Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is the perfect example of how a wrestler can completely reinvent their career through a transformation in both appearance and demeanor. Looking back at his 2007 SmackDown debut, it's almost unbelievable that this was the same Drew we see today. At the time, he came to the ring wearing a traditional blue Scottish kilt, with his country's flag printed on the back of his trunks to show his national pride. His physique was still lean, his face young, lacking the intensity and warrior aura he exudes now. Comparing that image to the present day is like looking at two entirely different people. Today, Drew boasts a massive, sculpted body, broad shoulders, and towering height, like a warrior straight out of mythology. But it wasn't just his body that changed, his whole aura did. The early Drew came off as mild, youthful, and at times, not fully confident on the big stage. Years of hard work, setbacks, leaving WWE, and returning shaped him into a cold, powerful, and commanding presence. Now, when his entrance music hits and Drew McIntyre walks out with a giant sword in hand, he radiates the aura of a top star, someone capable of carrying WWE on his back. Looking back at his 2007 self, it's almost unimaginable that the skinny young man from then would become one of the most impressive and respected male wrestlers of this era. This is the clearest proof of what perseverance and transformation can achieve under the brightest lights of professional wrestling. Number 3. Batista. Batista is a name that instantly brings to mind the image of a massive, muscle-bound machine with an effortlessly cool presence. But if you look back to his first WWE appearance as Devon Dudley's bodyguard in 2002, you'll see a completely different look. At that time, Batista wore a sharp suit with dark sunglasses, barely spoke, and acted more like security detail than a future megastar. His physique was big, but not yet at the peak level of muscle definition and intensity that would later define his image. Once he transitioned into full-time competition, Batista underwent a dramatic transformation. Shedding the bodyguard role, he began crafting the persona of a beast with explosive power and unmatched strength. His body also evolved. Ripped muscles, gigantic arms, and a broad chest turned him into one of WWE's ultimate physical specimens. Beyond his look, his presence changed too, going from a supporting figure to the center of attention. This evolution reached its peak when Batista joined Evolution alongside Triple H, Ric Flair, and Randy Orton. Under the guidance of legends, Batista stepped out of the shadows and fully embraced the animal persona, a nickname that would become synonymous with his career. His imposing figure, dominant charisma, and cold, confident demeanor elevated him to one of the most iconic WWE superstars of the 2000s. Looking back, Batista is a clear example of the power of transformation. From a silent bodyguard to a muscle-bound legend, he became one of the faces of WWE's golden era. Number 4. Bray Wyatt. If you compare Husky Harris at his debut to The Fiend, it's almost impossible to believe they're the same person. In 2010, Bray Wyatt appeared on WWE television as Husky Harris during NXT's second season. At that time, his character was bland, a heavy-set guy with short hair, simple gear, and no real standout traits. Harris lacked a distinct persona, failed to connect with fans, and was quickly forgotten among the flood of rookies. But Bray's journey didn't end there. He patiently reinvented himself, and by 2013, the name Bray Wyatt was born. Everything changed: his physique, aura, and performance style. He returned with wild, long hair, a thick beard, rugged attire, and most importantly, the eerie charisma of the Wyatt family's leader. The Bray Wyatt character brought a dark, mysterious, and captivating energy, making him one of the most unique figures in modern WWE. His transformation reached a legendary level in 2019 when he introduced The Fiend. This was a game-changing reinvention: dreadlocked hair, a terrifying mask, a leaner but stronger frame, and a haunting presence that made him feel supernatural. The Fiend created some of the most unforgettable moments in modern WWE, completely erasing the memory of Husky Harris. Bray Wyatt proved that with creativity and the courage to evolve, even a forgettable character can become an icon. His transformation, both in appearance and presentation, left an indelible mark on WWE fans. Number 5. Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross's WWE journey is a perfect example of evolving appearance in sync with character growth. When she first arrived in NXT under her full name, Nikki Glenn Cross, she looked rather plain: basic blue gear, natural hair, and a personality that didn't stand out. In the competitive women's division, she was easy to overlook. That changed dramatically when Nikki joined Sanity. She became almost unrecognizable. Messy dark hair, wild eyes, and a grungy black and gray outfit gave her a rebellious, chaotic vibe. Her unpredictable, frenzied persona made her the perfect fit for the group and quickly caught fans' attention. This was the stage where Nikki truly established her identity and made her name memorable. But Nikki wasn't done evolving. In a shocking turn, she reinvented herself again as a superhero. Wearing a bright blue and yellow costume with a mask covering most of her face, she looked like a comic book character brought to life. While the look was quirky, it set her apart from every other woman on the roster. From an overlooked NXT rookie to a chaotic rebel, then to a superhero, Nikki Cross went through multiple transformations that showcased her versatility and willingness to take risks. Each evolution highlighted how a change in appearance can open new doors in WWE and redefine a superstar's career. Number 6. Sheamus. Sheamus is one of the clearest examples of a superstar whose appearance has evolved drastically since arriving in WWE. When he debuted in 2009, he stood out thanks to his pale white skin and spiky red hair, a unique look that instantly set him apart from the rest of the roster. His gear at the time was simple: basic black trunks occasionally decorated with Celtic designs. While distinctive, his early look didn't fully project the aura of a top star. Over the years, Sheamus underwent a major transformation to match his rising status. His already solid physique became more muscular and defined, showcasing his relentless dedication to training. His hairstyle also changed dramatically, from a youthful spiked look to a bold mohawk paired with a thick, rugged beard. This new image gave him a fierce, recognizable identity that fit perfectly with his tough warrior persona in the ring. The transformation was more than just cosmetic. It reflected his evolution as a performer. Sheamus truly became the Celtic warrior, intense, resilient, and fearless against any opponent. This reinvention helped propel him to multiple world championships and cemented his place as one of WWE's most familiar faces for over a decade. Sheamus proves how reinvention can elevate a career. From a pale redhead with a simple look, he transformed into a commanding, unforgettable warrior figure who left a lasting impression on fans. Number 7. Bayley. When Bayley debuted in WWE in 2013, she quickly became the childhood hero of countless fans. With her bright smile, innocent personality, and upbeat image, she was adored as a pure babyface that was almost impossible to dislike. In NXT, she built her hugger persona with colorful outfits, dancing inflatable Bayley buddies during her entrance, and a cheerful theme song that embodied joy and positivity. At that time, the idea of Bayley turning heel seemed unthinkable. But in 2019, WWE witnessed one of the biggest shifts of her career. Bayley shocked the world by turning on the fans, stepping into a heel role that no one saw coming. The transformation wasn't just in her attitude, it was a complete overhaul of her appearance. She chopped off her long hair, replacing it with a sharp shoulder-length cut. The bright colors were gone, replaced by darker, minimalist gear that reflected her more ruthless, determined in-ring style. One defining moment was when Bayley destroyed the Bayley Buddies with a weapon, symbolically killing off her hugger era. Her entrance music was also replaced with a cold, menacing theme that perfectly matched her new persona. Bayley later revealed that Vince McMahon strongly supported this new direction, believing it added depth and maturity to her character. From a cheerful hero to a sarcastic role model, Bayley showed how a change in image and style can completely redefine a career. This bold reinvention helped her rise to become one of the most successful and influential female wrestlers of the modern era. Number 8. Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is a prime example of how changing appearance and presentation can help a wrestler break out from obscurity and become a star. Joining WWE in 2004, few could have predicted that the fresh-faced, lean young man at the time would grow into one of the company's most recognizable names. His early roles gave little hint of future stardom. He first appeared as Chavo Guerrero's golf caddy under the Kerwin White gimmick, widely considered a flop and quickly abandoned. Back then, Ziggler's look consisted of bland golf attire with no standout features, a far cry from the flashy, charismatic image fans know today. He then joined the Spirit Squad as Nikki, wearing a male cheerleader uniform with short brown hair and a boyish face. Looking back, it's hard to pick him out from the group. His appearance was nothing like the Dolph Ziggler persona that would later emerge. These early experiences, however, laid the groundwork for his reinvention. Once he broke away from the Spirit Squad and returned as Dolph Ziggler, everything changed. His signature long, flowing blonde hair, flashy ring gear, confident demeanor, and explosive in-ring style made him stand out instantly. The transformation turned him from a forgettable background character into a distinct, memorable star unlike anyone else on the roster. Number 9. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is one of the clearest examples of how a change in appearance can go hand in hand with a complete character transformation. When he first debuted in NXT, fans loved him for his bright, energetic image. With his short, neatly trimmed hair, well-groomed beard, and simple black and red wrestling gear, Sami represented the classic babyface archetype, clean-cut, trustworthy, and easy for the crowd to rally behind. This look made him one of NXT's standout faces during its early years. However, in recent years, everything has changed drastically since Sami turned heel. He was no longer the kind, hard-working crowd favorite. Instead, he evolved into a layered and dynamic character. His conspiracy theorist gimmick took him to a whole new level, portraying him as someone who genuinely believed a hidden force within WWE was trying to hold his career back. Zayn's appearance also shifted dramatically to match this new persona. He grew his hair longer than ever before and let his beard become thick and rugged, giving him a scruffier, more rebellious look. In the ring, he swapped his usual tight trunks for loose camouflage pants, added a green jacket, and often wore a cap, creating a complete contrast to his once clean-cut image. This transformation not only made Sami stand out more, but also turned him into one of WWE's most compelling characters today. It proves that, at times, appearance and personality need to evolve together for a superstar to truly thrive. Number 10. Becky Lynch. Today, Becky Lynch is universally known as The Man, one of the most iconic and successful female characters in WWE history. But if you rewind to her early days in NXT, she was a completely different person. When Becky debuted in 2014, her character leaned heavily on her Irish roots. She wore bright green outfits and danced a traditional jig on her way to the ring. The gimmick felt cliched and lacked depth. Instead of exuding power or leadership, this early version made her seem more like a cute wrestler than someone who could carry a brand. Even her hair back then was a plain brown shade, not the fiery orange that would later become her trademark. Everything changed in 2018 when Becky reinvented herself as The Man. From being overshadowed by bigger names, she suddenly rose to become the face of WWE. Her new persona was gritty, confident, and defiant, backed by a sharp tongue and powerful promos. Fans immediately connected with her as a warrior willing to challenge the system and claim her spot at the top. Her appearance completely evolved to match the character. The bright orange hair became iconic, and her gear, usually black and gold or shiny leather, projected strength and attitude. It was a far cry from the dancing, bubbly Becky of old. This reinvention showed that changing her look wasn't just cosmetic. It helped her carve out a unique identity and cement her status as one of the greatest superstars of the modern era. Number 11. Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin is undoubtedly one of the wrestlers whose appearance has evolved the most since joining WWE. Fans today are used to seeing him as the bald-headed villain in dress shirts or sharp suits, but back in his NXT days, he looked nothing like that. When he debuted, Corbin had long, scraggly hair, but because it was thinning, it didn't give him a particularly strong presence. His lone wolf persona was built around a dark, brooding, silent character. His matches usually ended quickly, emphasizing him as a brutal, intimidating figure who didn't need many words to make an impact. His ring gear featured dark, gothic tones that reinforced the image of a mysterious lone wolf. But the evolution didn't stop there. Comparing his NXT look to his days in the NFL reveals an even bigger change. During his football career, Corbin was noticeably bulkier, almost 20 kilograms heavier, and looked like a completely different person. Shedding weight, working on his physique, and refining his image helped him fit WWE's sports entertainment environment better. As Corbin transitioned from Lone Wolf to Constable Corbin, and later Happy Corbin, each character came with a different look. This willingness to adapt visually shows that he's one of the wrestlers constantly reinventing himself to stay relevant and maintain his spot in WWE. Number 12. Otis. Otis is a prime example of how changing one's appearance can drastically reshape how fans perceive a character. When he first appeared, he quickly won the audience's hearts with his fun-loving personality and natural comedic charm. His romantic storyline with Mandy Rose in 2020 turned him into one of the most beloved figures at the time. His long, fluffy hair and thick beard gave him a goofy yet endearing look. The turning point came when Otis turned heel and joined Chad Gable in Alpha Academy. That's when his appearance underwent a complete transformation. He chopped off his long hair, shaved his beard clean, and revealed a much tougher, more serious face. This shift not only made him look more disciplined, but also clearly signaled his transition from a lovable giant to a powerhouse ready to dominate. In interviews, Otis mentioned wanting to return to a look similar to his amateur wrestling days, neat, strong, and focused on raw power. This decision made his new appearance fit perfectly with his role in Alpha Academy and added credibility to his character. Today, stepping into the ring with a drastically different image, Otis has shown he's not afraid to evolve to climb higher in his career. His transformation is a clear testament to the power of reinvention in WWE, and he's used it effectively to redefine himself on a new level. Number 13. The Undertaker. The Undertaker arguably has the most diverse and iconic evolution of appearance in WWE history. When he debuted at Survivor Series 1990, he shocked the world with his Deadman persona. A long black trench coat, purple gloves, a cold, expressionless face, and a slow, haunting walk as if he had risen from the grave. This image quickly became legendary, sending chills down fans' spines every time he appeared. In the years that followed, The Undertaker constantly reinvented himself to stay fresh. In the late 90s, he embraced the darker Lord of Darkness persona, complete with elaborate attire and an ominous presence, cementing his role as WWE's ultimate bringer of fear. Then, in the early 2000s, fans witnessed a bold shift as he transformed into the American Badass, a biker who rode to the ring on a motorcycle, dressed in leather jackets and bandanas. This powerful, grounded look was completely different but carried its own unique appeal. Later, The Undertaker returned to his traditional Deadman character, though he continuously updated small details in his gear and presentation to fit the times. Each era brought a distinct look, yet all left a strong and lasting impression on the audience. From the cold-hearted mortician, to the dark overlord, to the badass biker, The Undertaker's evolving image shows exactly why he remains a living symbol of WWE for over 3 decades. Number 14. Trish Stratus. When Trish Stratus debuted in 2000, she wasn't a trained wrestler. She was introduced as the glamorous manager for TNA, often appearing in revealing outfits that highlighted her looks rather than her in-ring abilities. With her long flowing blonde hair and hot diva presentation, many fans assumed she would only ever play a supporting role. But Trish began to transform, both in style and skill, when she decided to take wrestling seriously. She committed to training, sculpted her physique, and adjusted her wardrobe to suit a real competitor. While she kept her signature blonde hair, her overall look shifted from simply sexy to strong, confident, and commanding. From a beautiful valet, Trish Stratus evolved into one of the greatest female wrestlers of all time, winning multiple women's championships. Her visual transformation mirrored her career journey, from a beauty icon to a true WWE legend. Number 15. Edge is another wrestler whose appearance evolved dramatically over the years. When he first debuted in the late 90s, he looked like a mysterious drifter with long, messy blonde hair, a youthful face, and rugged street-style clothing. This matched his outsider gimmick, giving him a unique vibe, but it lacked the depth needed to sustain a long career. During the Attitude Era, Edge teamed with Christian to form one of the most successful tag teams in history. His look became more rebellious and flashy: sunglasses, leather jackets, and flowing long hair, making him a beloved figure of that era. Still, compared to his later persona, this was the young Edge, full of energy but not yet fully defined. His transformation into the Rated R Superstar marked a complete visual overhaul. He kept the long hair but added a sharp goatee, piercing eyes, and a more muscular, chiseled physique. This mature, dangerous look perfectly matched his cunning heel character and became one of the most recognizable images of his career. When Edge returned to WWE in 2020, fans were once again surprised. Now in his 40s, he embraced a rugged, seasoned look: long hair with streaks of gray, a fuller beard, and a weathered, battle-tested presence. This was the most mature version of Edge yet, reflecting his decades-long journey through triumphs and setbacks. From a wild young rebel to a respected legend, Edge's evolving appearance mirrors his growth and solidifies his status as one of WWE's most iconic figures. And that wraps up the WWE Superstars who underwent the most dramatic transformations since their debuts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of the exciting content coming your way from Wrestling Sphere.